Welcome back to Leap of Faith Life. I'm Azar and I'm so excited to talk to you guys today about the full moon, rituals and ceremonies that you can do in order to celebrate its passage. The moon moves through each of the different zodiac signs over the course of 30 days. It takes 30 days to circle around in that lunation cycle. So much like the sun passes through each of the zodiac signs over the course of 365 days over the course of a year, the moon does the same. Every time there's a new moon, it's marked in a zodiac sign. For example, Cancer. It might be in the sign of Cancer. 6 months later, it will be a full moon in the same sign of Cancer. So all this to say that a new moon, you're planting new seeds for the future, usually about 6 months out. It can be for any time frame, but 6 months out will be then the full moon in the same exact zodiac sign. So it's that culmination of planting new seeds and then seeing the harvest, reaping the benefits, the rewards of whatever you planted for that first new moon. So a full moon is all about culmination. It's all about that full cycle making its way through. So during the full moon, the best time, clear out space to remove the old and to reflect and readjust and maybe recourse yourself. So a great ceremony to do during this time would be a burning ceremony, which I will be talking about here in just a little bit. The moon affects so much of our energies here on Earth. The tides are affected by the moon's lunation cycles. By the way, the moon moves around the Earth. That affects the tides. And of course, if it's going to affect water, it's going to affect humans as well, because we're 60 to 80% water. And that is we're going to feel the same type of effects of the moon. And of course, there are stories around the different emergency call centers or hospitals that receive calls, and usually a lot of nurses or doctors might say people are crazy during the full moon. And a lot of times animals or nature, you can really see that there's some differences during the full moon to a new moon. And actually back in the day during planting and harvesting seasons, a lot of that was done by the cycles of the moon, and a lot of planting was done at nighttime depending on the cycle of the moon. So we've got a lot of history around the moon, but as we've moved indoors, moved more technology-based lifestyles, we've forgotten a lot of those different cycles. So it's a really good way of integrating back in nature and reconnecting with your roots. So in order to celebrate the full moon, I've got some prep that you can do and then some little activities that can mark its passage. Now, the full moon is a great time to cleanse your jewelry, different stones, crystals that you might have that you wear regularly or that you use in any of your ceremonies, and any type of divination cards, whether they be tarot or oracle cards. It's a great way to cleanse out those items. So you would just make a little altar by a window. It doesn't have to be outside, but it can be if you'd like. And as long as the moon would be kind of able to get over those items, it's cleansing all of those items. So even if it's cloudy, if you put those items on a windowsill or on a little table by a window, it's going to cleanse everything out so that it can let go of that old stagnant energy. In order to prep for your full moon event or ritual ceremony, it's great to gather any crystals, any different candles, objects, a notebook to write in, your journal perhaps. I like to keep a specific moon journal for new and full moons. Any sage that you'd like to use Palo Santo for smudging, and then any little bits of paper, a little bowl to burn something in, so just to be able to drop something so it's in a fire-safe container. Perhaps a little bit of water in there as well. And then also, if you're going to do any cleansing, having any salts, Epsom salts, Himalayan salts, essential oils, and anything that you'd like for a bath or a foot soak, a shower. It's a nice way to kind of cleanse before you begin. Those items that you've gathered would then be for an altar if you'd like to set one up, Or if you just like to gather the materials that you would like to cleanse under the full moon, you can have that be the space that you create as well. So to begin, you will draw a bath or a foot soak, or just take a shower with if you're going to take a bath, Epsom salts are great to sprinkle in the water, and a lot of times I will buy just plain Epsom salt and then sprinkle in a few different essential oils to make up my own scents. I really like peppermint or grapefruit. Eucalyptus smells really great in the bathtub as well. Now you can gather different candles and make it really relaxing, have music playing, but if you don't have enough time for that, a foot soak is a great way to pull out toxins in the same way that a bath would. The bath feels nice because it's going to help relax any muscles, any tightness, any soreness that you might have. But a foot soak is doing something similar as well, pulling out those toxins from the feet, and it kind of helps just clarify, cleanse, and kind of make you new for this ceremony. Now, if you just want to take a shower a little bit before, I like to use different salt scrubs, and that's acting in the same way, using the salt to cleanse and clarify. Salt is very well used or well known for cleaning and clearing spaces, whether that be your home or yourself, in different types of ceremonies or rituals, or just ways of just kind of allowing there to be a clean and open atmosphere. So after your ceremony of cleaning and cleansing, you can clear and cleanse your space by using either incense or sage or Palo Santo, something that you then light and allow the smoke to smudge and clear the air. Allow the smoke to clear the air, your space around you, your own body. It's a nice way of reminding yourself this is a special time, this time to clear out. I really like the smell of Palo Santo. It helps to calm me. It helps to just create a space of really peaceful and good energy type vibrations around me. So it feels really nice to have that scent. It calms me down. It's really a great way of grounding yourself in the moment. So after you've cleansed yourself, you've cleansed your space, you can then begin to set up your altar. So if you'd like to take any different elements, whether they be earth, water, fire, or air, and having all four of those in your altar, or you've got options to take out different oracle or divination cards and placing those up, maybe energies that you would like to create, maybe they have words that you want to really cultivate for cleansing out the space of the full moon. You can also have little talismans, little things that represent what you want. I like to have a bear representing power and strength, nurturing nature. Any crystals that you really like to have in the space, perhaps any plants, setting up an altar that makes it feel really good and powerful and energizing and clarifying for you. Once you have your altar space set up, it's nice to, if you've never kept a journal for the new and full moons, I would recommend going out and getting just a little journal for the times, marking it as something special for the moon, the passage of the moon. But you do want to take a moment to kind of place your hand over the journal and clarify your intentions, and just thank the space, thank the journal for holding your intentions, holding your wishes, holding your desires, and saying blessed be, or this is a sacred tool that I'm using for powers of divination, or just thank you for holding my wishes and my desires in a safe space. So after you have placed your hand over that journal and created your intentions, and then also perhaps use Palo Santo to clear the space around there. Maybe you have it soak overnight in the full moon, cleansing it even further. Then you can open it and write down things that you would like to clear out to create space for the full moon. Some things that you felt like you cultivated and that you grew over the past 6 months, or whatever time frame that you want to look at. And perhaps even starting out thinking about different ways that you can then cultivate that. So if you're not quite what you want at whatever goal or desire that you wanted, what are some new ways that you can cultivate and create that energy even further? So just a little bit of a reflection period, writing down anything that's come out. And perhaps you take a moment to take a deep breath in and out before you begin writing, and even meditating if that's something that feels nice to you. It's going to help clean and clear out the mind to have the freshest intentions and words and emotions and desires to come out on the journaling. From there, I recommend taking 2 slips of paper, a couple slips of paper. One is you're going to write down a word or a phrase that is something that you would like to clean out, clear out, something that has cultivated and you're ready to let it go. On the other piece of paper, it's something perhaps that you would like to, if you're reshifting your energy, a word or a phrase that symbolizes that reshifting of energy, maybe something new. So something you're clarifying, something you're cleaning out, space creation, and then what do you want to take over that space. So those 2 words or phrases are written down on little tiny slips of paper, and then you take it in your candle if you have a candle lit, and in a fire safe bowl, so either filled with water or something, a deep dish that is able to hold the paper safely. Please be very careful. Light it in the candle, and before it hurts your little fingers, burns little fingers, drop it in that fire safe bowl or in the water in the fire safe bowl and watch it burn. If you of course don't have any water, watch it burn in that fire safe bowl. And allow whatever it was to clear. Just allow, kind of taking a deep breath, letting it go, letting it burn. It feels really, really good to watch it burn and cleanse and clear away. So from there you can take those ashes, and if you're in an apartment building and not able to get outside, dump it down the sink, add some water to it, allow it to wash away, again letting it clear away. If you are able to go outside, it's nice sometimes to go and drop it into the grass or bushes, or perhaps the garbage outside, making sure all the embers are completely out, or even just in a plant in the home. If it's just a little tiny baby ashes, then just dropping them in there. So you're allowing everything to completely cleanse and clear away. After your burning ceremony, it's nice to take a moment to breathe and say, "And so it is, amen, blessed be," a way of kind of closing the space. From there, it's nice to then sage, clear away anything that came up during your journaling or during your writing, and allow everything to release and let go. I often like to finish out a ceremony pulling different divination or oracle or tarot cards if you have those. They also have ones online if you don't have your own deck as of yet. Something I would definitely recommend getting. Doreen Virtue, there's different animal cards, or the Smith Rider-Waite Tarot deck is the classic. There are many different kinds. You can go into any metaphysical shops and see what is calling out to you. But I like to end by pulling a card. They also have versions online that will automatically pull a random card for you. You can look those up online. But I like to end journaling on that, or just kind of holding that in the space. What is to come after this moon? What energy should I be building towards? Or, what else should I be letting go? Sometimes the cards will rage in a filth and it's a little too accurate, but it's really nice to have that kind of feedback from the universe or from whatever you believe in, or to have that feedback just in general. So I hope that these suggestions are some things that you can incorporate into your own ceremony. Please build your own full moon ceremony. It's something that each month, that maybe if you have a lot of energy, you do a full big thing, or if you're feeling like a little bit tired or low, it's something, something little tiny that you can do to mark the passage. It's really beautiful to be able to go back in that new moon and full moon journal, the moon journal, and see what was happening, 6 months ago, and then planning for the future. It's really nice to have that mark and that passage of time, and having that kind of pulled out separately from a regular journal perhaps that you're keeping. You can do bullet points. It doesn't have to be very long at all. I hope that you make this your own, create your own. I would love to hear any different tips or tricks or things that you guys like to do in your own ceremonies, and I hope that we can share and let each other know kind of what is going on. Be sure to like if you would like to see more videos of this nature. Subscribe if you are into travel, holistics, and yoga. And I would love to see you guys sometime soon. Follow me on Instagram, Leap of Faith Life, and happy full moon.